For today, we're playing Test Drive Unlimited, Solar Crown, and this time with the RTX 4060. And we'll start it up at 1080p at the ultra settings. Here we go with that. There we go. Long list, but that's done. And for FSR, it's disabled. And frame gen is also off as well. It's been so long since the last test drive. I think 2012 or 2011 was the last one. It was on PS3. Man, I love the series. I played the first one, had it on PSP as well as PC. The second one I have on PS3 as well as Steam. So it's long overdue. There we go. Let's skip this cutscene. There we go. So far in the mid 50s. Game looks pretty good. It's not next gen looking, but yeah, it's not bad. Let's get the Mustang. Let's go. Yeah, the graphics aren't great out here, to be honest. Yeah, it's looking a bit over sharpened here. Ooh, the sounds. And yeah, so far in the 40s. Can't really feel any stutters. It's playing pretty well. And on controller, it's definitely playable. And I know it looks bad for a 4060 to get 40 FPS. But this card is like a reskin of a 3-year-old card from what, 2021? And that card back then was a mid-range card. So obviously it won't age well. So I think for this game and this card, playing at the medium settings or mix of medium and high is the way to go. And with DLSS and frame gen might be better. And let's go do a race, because these are all online races, and we'll see how far the FPS falls, because it might be far more CPU intensive in the actual races, and yeah, we'll see how it keeps up. So where is an actual race? Down here. The camera is super aggressive, and let's try the interior camera. The camera wheel is very stiff, and it kind of snaps into position, and the FPS is definitely lower, in the high 30s now. If I go outside, yep, the mid 40s again. So yeah, the interior camera is definitely far more intensive. Can't really find any races though. Is this a race over here? Oh, race, there we go, found a race, perfect. And already in the race, the FPS is down into the mid 30s. Yeah, the mid 30s there. That is crazy. CPU at 50%, GPU is fully maxed out, and VRAM at almost 8 gigs. This card only has 8 gigs, but so far it has not been an issue for me. Let's go. Yeah, I think the main issue with the graphics is the sharpness. It is just way too over sharpened. It just looks bad. Okay, I had to pause and disable the music because I'm pretty sure it's licensed. What is this? What is he doing? Is that an actual player? No, it's not. It's a bot. Oh man, 26 FPS here, 24. This game is very inconsistent so far. It can play at 40 FPS, but in races it falls down to the 30s, and in those heavier scenes, the mid 20s even. So 60 FPS with this card at the max settings, even at 1080p, is looking unlikely. And on the Steam Deck, man, I'll be surprised if it does play at 30. Frame gen on. Nice. And DLSS, the quality preset as well. Let's see how we go. So again, beforehand we had the mid 40s with no DLSS, and in the races down to the 30s, heavier scenes into the mid 20s. Not very consistent and not very playable, to be honest, at times. I'm in the hotel, and so far we're sitting in the 80s. And for the graphics, honestly, it wasn't that bad. There we go. Finally outside. And the FPS is now sitting in the 70s. So around a 30 FPS increase. For the graphics, this looks better than what we had before. It's a softer looking image, which from before again, looks far, far better. Now for the car, I can see a bit of an outline, which kind of sucks. Doesn't look great there. But the environment, again, does look much better. So I think it's worth the trade-off. And the FPS is now down into the 40s anyway. So what is happening there? Because beforehand, again, we had 40 FPS / the mid 40s without DLSS. And with frame gen, as well as DLSS, it isn't really affecting it too much. So it might be broken. We are doing better here by like 5 FPS. But with frame gen and DLSS, it should be doing far better. So I'm pretty sure it's broken. And here we are, the high settings. I'm going to enable DLSS, but I will disable frame gen. Oh, it disabled itself again. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm going to enable DLSS and at the high settings. There we go. Now playing at the high settings. Oh, somebody else is also driving a red Mustang. Yeah, much better now. In the mid 50s. Let's see how far it falls down though, because already it is down close to the 40s. Oh yeah, this feels much better. And for the graphics, honestly, it's pretty similar. Back in the race, FPS is in the high 40s. Yeah, it's not bad. But, I mean, it's not 60 FPS either. Get out of the way. Let's see how we go in the next section, because again, it did fall down into the mid 20s and the high 20s. So, I will go through that quickly. FPS is already falling down a little bit. And should be far more right here. And yeah, look at that. The high 30s there. And playing at the medium settings. Here we go with that. There we go. I'm hoping that 60 FPS is doable, at least in free roam. And in the races, hopefully a stable 50. But I don't know. Let's see how it looks and how it performs. There we go. Alright, let's drive to the race, which I've learned quite well now. We'll take a right here and then a right again, I think. Yeah, there it is. And yeah, so far in the 70s and the mid 60s. Not bad. Alright, not bad guys. So far in the 70s still. And VRAM has dropped down to 7.5. Still pretty high to be honest, but it's much lower than what we had at Ultra. And yeah, look at that. 60 FPS so far. It's very close, so we'll fall down into the 50s. And there we go, it does. Get out of the way. But yeah, feels pretty good. Can't feel any stutters for the most part. We do get a couple occasionally, but it's pretty minor to be honest. Not a big deal. Hold it, let's go. Yeah. Wow, GPU is falling down to 80% usage here. Really? A bottleneck from the CPU at what, 40 to 50 FPS? That is crazy. But yeah, at this point, it is definitely far more stable at 60. It does fall down, again, quite a bit to like the 50s and the high 40s occasionally. But I think for this card, it makes sense to play at medium. Because again, it's a reskin of a 3-year-old mid-range card. So it can't perform as well as a brand new mid-range card, you know? Sadly, the 40 series were a bit of a scam, at least on the low end. So hopefully the next gen cards do much better. Okay, I think that's about it guys. That is TDUSC. This is the beta or the demo. If you guys enjoyed it, thanks for watching. Again, thank you for 10k subs. And I'll see you guys next time, next video. See you guys there.